Is this drama even necessary? But to be honest, like in many cases, I do want to say this one thing at this thing is like, why does this video exist? I know it's like for calling out people, but there's also a lot of part of this video that is just wholeheartedly unnecessary. And also, in a way, I could say at the very beginning, like Mujin, is unnecessarily sensationalized. What you're trying to become. Like seriously, I don't have the authority to like dictate like what kind of content you want to make. It's just that it's not even covering like a few bits of like video here is kind of like wholeheartedly unnecessary. I'm not sure like did he ran out of ideas of making video or I'm not really sure at this point. Like I'm not trying to just say like, hey, Mujin bad. Like something like that, but yeah, like advice for you, man, is like I do love quite lots of like the video stuff that you covered, but at this point, like the past few things that you did is almost as if you instead of like cover stuff is more like if you keep digging into that side of the drama, you know. I'm not even blaming you like taking like capitalizing on this type of content, but this is really a unnecessary blown up drama to be honest. Because in conclusions, he's a playboy. Like I get it. It's like, you know, people exposed to being scumbag, yada stuff. Kind of like a normal Tuesday at this point. I'm not sure I'm just like desensitized with like lots of this kind of like drama shit happening, or just there's like lots of things that just exists out there, I guess. Alright guys, welcome to the long dormant. I got too lazy and then didn't do too many like of it is like after react, because usually I don't really like react like making it as like a content. I do times I kind of like just play a video while I'm kind of like working on my art stuff. So yeah, it kind of like slowly become like those kind of like gossip uncle aunties like in the neighborhood. At this point, like I do watch a lot of Atozi, sometimes Mujin, sometimes a little bit this, a little bit that. But at this point, like I do have like sometimes want to like, yeah, I'm an unnecessary fourth party. I just going to like anything I just said in there or react in there is just generally nothing is going to come out from it. Alright, TLDR for this particular content that I usually do is basically it's like I watch some things and I, you know, do some after react for it. I won't watch the entire things. I already did watch entire things, so I'm just going to give you guys this like pre-watch synopsis and then conclusion. And I can like spoiler alerts. The conclusion is like it's a nothing burgers. It's sad to say this, but for like. This is like in many cases, a unnecessary overbloated TV drama. Like try to think like you know like you watch lots of like, you know, celebrity tabloid, this kind of stuff, yada stuff. Like this is like some things like a normal Tuesday. I'm not even like the kind of guy who watches lots of like this kind of celebrity tabloid or stuff like that. Even I can see this shit coming. But either way, more or less like TLDR, like the guy, like surprise, like a guy like main content is to act like innocent and sexies, and he actually is like acting out. And another point I want to add in is like, you know that like we can have like that particular thing is like, oh, when you talk to a kid, you'll be like, hi there, like those kind of things. Okay, girls in the internet, you have to understand. We can change voice very easily, okay? And quite a lot of times we can like put in a little bit of effort and then we can just permanently use this voice as always. And I can tell you one thing for sure, if we really want to talk like in multiple different ways, we can actually do that. We find the voice work and then we can keep on using that voice. We just pretend that we're either talking to like some certain people, certain subset of people, we can use different voice for them. And every time that we actually use to kind of like talk to people, it's just normally how we can do a lot of things with that. I personally don't use my voice advantage that way, but still, a lot of guys actually will do that. And another add-on too is like, I'm not trying to tell you to be distrust on people by nature, it's just understand this. In life, you will never know a person is lying until the lies is exposed. You'll never know he's a scumbag when the scumbagness leak out. I won't really say in these situations the person's dumb or not. The person got fall into a very blatant lie on things, they got emotionally manipulated or something like that. Any other thing is going to say this, it could happen to anyone, okay? Because it is a thing that if a lie can be seen through that easily, we won't really call it a lie. It's just that throughout your life experience, you will more or less going to encounter this kind of things. And then how you are going to face up with that thing is really like a life that you experience, and like how are you going to react to it is just really depends on you. For me, is like I got betrayed by people's lies before, and I used to be a very trustful person, but now I'm sort of like draw a very bold line to tell them that I will believe in you, I will trust you, but if you ever backstab the shit out of me or betray me in any sense, I will not be surprised. It's just that, but I will still trust that person. Like, it doesn't really change me from being like a really trustful person. But you would definitely change like how I approach people or how I even talk to people. It's just going to be a life experience. It's going to like change you however you are. Like, you know, like those kind of like, you know, like I forgot like what they call it again. Like you do some like personality test, and then you get like the kind of like, you know, alphabet you have, like that dictates like what kind of personality you are. I can definitely tell you, 10 years ago you do that, and then 10 years now you do that again, you would be completely different persons. This is just how life works. You just, from your experience, you will slowly learn more stuff, and sadly going to say this, you won't retain the young you a very long time. You're just going to learn a lot of things on the rough road of life, and then just going to like change a lot of things. This is why I'm going to say like this video itself is wholly unnecessary existence. Do I appreciate it? Is that kind of is? It kind of expose people or something like that. It does something, but also like there's a whole lot of unnecessary additional stuff is adding into it, like lay on top into it. It's like, you know, it's like I don't want to say more than that. And like more or less cases, some people will get a lot of mad at his conduct, but also in the same times, all I can say is actually it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it really is something that doesn't do jack shit, to be honest. How should I even explain this in a much more like way that doesn't really misunderstood by a lot of people? It's just that yes, they are victims. Yes, they are. He is a playboy, and in some sense he is, or in many sense he is. But kind of like, you know, like everyone like have like even like the group of playboy have like, you know, Playboy rule book. He technically violate the Playboy rule books that have a girlfriend and then still cheat on her. It's like being a player is almost like have a few golden rules. Obviously, it's not like everyone will follow that gosh dang rule, but it is one of the many rules that is like at least do not be a scumbag. You already are a scumbag. It's like kind of like you know, like the Family Guy like Quagmire rule. It's like, oh, I won't go into a commitment relationship since I'm a playboy, something like that. But yeah, and then that's the case. And then like even like this thing become like really a bloated up drama, unnecessary blow up drama. By the end of it, all I can say this thing, by the end of it is just going to end up in the sense that since like majority of his content is like or his viewer is just female, there will be a loss in viewership, definitely. But here's the thing. He's already very big as a content creators, okay? Like at this time and point, like the stuff that kind of like got like, you know, flew out all everywhere. Now everyone knows what he does. Like aftermath, the conclusion of this thing is just going to be like this, okay? This guy, majority of his viewers female, and it's just going to end up like this. Oh, he's a playboy? And then like they leave, and then like there will be like another subset of girls that be like, oh, he's a playboy? And then they will just, you know, it basically open up, become a fair game, and then everyone can just hit up on him. Like he would get infinitely more DM than now. It's just, I might say it like a really like misunderstood scumbag like this, but it is what it is. It's just life experience from what I see. This is just going to happen, okay? And then there will be like another group, like, and then like dig into all this drama. Like I can consider one of them, and then there will be like I just enjoy watching it, to be honest. Like I didn't even add my piece of like what he does is right or wrong or something like that, or like just going to say this thing is like those other guys that going to dig into this, it's just going to be this like 4 subset of group. It's like first one is just doing the I don't give a shit, and then the second one be the group of people that say I'm fucking jealous, and then there's going to be a third group is like disapprove of his actions, and then there's also another group is going to be like super approve of his action, but like and break off of that like 4th subgroup of playboy subgroup. There will be playboy with like you know, like those kind of honor amongst thief like playboy be like, hey, if you want to be a playboy, don't have a committed relationship while being a playboy. That is stupid. And then there will be another subset of like scumbag playboy will be like, hey, how many cow you have there? Hey, like it's just definitely is going to become like that. It's just not going to escape. So, like I say, there's no reasons this like there's no reason of this video to be even exist by Mujin. To be honest, it's like I say again, this is an unnecessarily bloated drama. I do want to like have like some opinion on the girl side of things too, but you know, if you guys see this video, yeah, girls, you want to like add a piece into it, you can just like try say something in the comment. Like either way, it's just going to end up like this, and like the conclusion side of things. I do want to add a little bit of my personal like piece and gripe into it. It's like how it's going to end up, I have no idea. I'm not like a future readers, but that is at least like the more or less type of like future I can kind of read about him that will happen to him. Like that's the thing, like we have like usually guys have like that bro group, okay? I'm more or less like that awkward guy like that does not match up them, and then in the bro group, so I heard a lot about like those kind of stuff before, like how, you know, how they nail a bunch of chicks, those kind of things, like stories and stuff. Like I'm more or less like the guy that sat there and then become that driver after they become super drunk. So yeah, either way, so I kind of like already can see this kind of stuff will like happens in his friend group. If his friend group is just a bunch of bro, he basically is just going to become like the hero of the group. I'm not even kidding. But there will also be like people who are like literally playboy in the group actually going to be very disapproval of what he did. And then there's also like a group of like the playboy in the group, which is kind of also a similar scumbag like him. Then they will also be like, ooh, we approved. Like those kind of things is going to happen. It's going to be very messy. It's going to be a very big thing. But still at the end of all this drama, it's just going to become a nothing burger. That's all I can say. Okay? I know like that in a lot of senses, like this kind of like messy stuff would be happen like sometimes like when it comes to like might become like people saying like cheating stuff, this and that, yet other stuff. Like if you look closely, like there are times with like a very understandable circumstances. I'm not even defend on the guy here. Even like this can happens to dude or girls, to be honest. The like situational cheating. Okay, I'm the kind of guy who like in a lot of gossip group I kind of like heard a lot of like, different side of the story and stuff, from guys to girls, the other things like that. This is just life experience at this point, so I'm just going to say a few things about this only. So if you have a depressed girlfriend, let's just go. This is his playbook at the moment. So this is like, so far I kind of like understand from the entire drama. Don't just call out on me. I might get misinformations or anything like that, or I might misinterpret of the vague, like sometimes they do like tell something in vaguely instead of like very precisely. But for a guy who kind of listen to a lot of story, he kind of like, I can more or less piece up the story, but I might not be that accurate. So just have a pinch of like, not pinch, like have a stack of salt in front of you while I'm talking about this. Okay. So he got a depressed girlfriend. He can't break up with that girlfriend because she's stuck in some sticky situations. She already like even more depressed than usual. She can't be further depressed by having him breaking up with her. And then he just like go out and try with many other girls while that girl is super depressed. I'm not sure what kind of like brain process they have. I just give him the benefit of the doubt. He is stuck in that situations. I seen people stuck in that situation before too. So yeah, it's like, no matter how you do have a lot of sentimental feelings when it comes to relationship, even like you felt like, things got fell out and stuff like that. And then you have like that girls that you used to love, and then she become like super depressed, and then, things fell out, you want to break up, but you can't because she is a danger to herself. So when that is a thing, it can become a very complicated issues. But here's the thing. If you're stuck in that situation and then you actually have a side chick, you should be honest with it in the first place. And also the second thing is, I'm not going to like judge that as right or wrong. Like even the things I say, it might be in a lot of cases people might not really like going to like approve or anything like that. It's just that you don't have just one side chick, he have multiple side chick. So if you have multiple, basically you're doing this to multiple girls while using the same excuse that I have a depressed girlfriend. You lost that card. Okay, you only like cheat with one girls. Okay, with like complex situations, then yeah, I have a depressed girlfriend card. You kind of like can use that thing. Okay. It's a complex situations, but when you have like multiple different chicks you're trying to contact, get under their pants with, also in the same time you're using the I have a depressed girlfriend card, it doesn't fucking work. You lost that privileges, okay? Ay. There are two, like it's said like there are two victims in there, so confirmed. So it's just going to have like he already have like one number above, okay? So that is already like a little bit way too many. Like this is why I say he lost his like I have a depressed girlfriend card when that happened. Apparently he have like way more body count while at it. So all I can say is that even for the girls, like in this particular video, I forgot who she is, like Male or something. Like we have like that friends that he have a very terrible ex, but he or she basically just flat out will believe anything like lame ass excuse or like sob story, or they just look a little bit innocently, like give them a little bit puppy eyes, and then they'll be like, oh, I forgive you, those kind of things. And then like we have to keep drag him out from his like range and then just slap the shit out of the bro or bitch. Yeah, she technically behaved like that. And then she like at that point, like she do need friends to drag her out from that kind of messy relationship right now. At this point, yes, this is why lots of people also criticize on her. Like, how the fuck you still open up the channel for him? Close the fucking channel. So yeah, like I won't say this is like at this point that you can see like both sides has some messy relationship stuff happening there. She clearly still have the hearts for him. And she actually buys the lame fucking ass excuse, like I said, like he lost the card that he lost. Like for me personally, like if you the depressed girlfriend thing, like is just going to become like, hey, oh, you have a depressed girlfriend, and then like it's a complicated situation, then I forgive you. That is fine, but this guy have more than one chick, okay? So the depressed girlfriend card has like left out of the wazoo a long time ago, but she still kind of like, you know, you have a depressed girlfriend, so I still keep the channel open, and then you gave me a bunch of money before, so I'm just going to like so keep the channel open. This is like mind-blowing. This is like how Playboy is kind of like just laughing behind the scenes. Is like, can't believe this chick like they would be like, this is why like a lot of like the scumbag Playboy would just like in behind the scene laugh at girls being very stupid and then take advantage of girls that way. Yeah, it's just that. Not too much, not too less. Like the worst thing is like that guy trying to become an anime man too. So I kind of like I hate the fact that he basically reinforced like the stereotypical side of like male VTubers is like they only become male VTuber because they want to nail lots of chicks in there. It's just, man, I just want to become an anime guy, okay? I just want to become like an anime man in the internet, so stop making stuff harder for me. Man. I would want to blame him, like this is the reason why male VTuber have a very bad rap, but technically Niji Sanji is the one that kind of like make it worse for us. It's just that, I don't know. I'm not actually frustrated on the entire situation, I'm more frustrated that this guy is a VTuber. That is a male VTubers. Holy shit. I'm not being aligned as a VTuber a long time ago because I kind of like you see this thing here. I'm not even sure what the fuck I am at this point, but still, like, man, this guy just gave like reinforced the stereotype more and more at this point. Like, anyone have like that moments that you try to like imagine like imagine like what a Redditor mod look like, and then you like have that personal image of how a Reddit mod look like. This is like going to become like the like set you know, like did anyone remember like the Marvel rival like situations thingy, like that the thing that is the thing that set back like girls gaming for off from centuries? This is going to be set back male VTuber off for centuries. The fuck, man. Oh man, who knows, maybe I can just like start using a voice mod and then turn into female VTubers at this point. I don't know. Just joking.